All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Walrus and Comic Wrestling Report. Brett, there's big news happening today in the world of WWE. We have another wave of releasals.
Releasals! Let's talk about them. All right, here's the names.
Oh,
You sent me an article, and I went to verify that article because this was early in the news breaking.
Yeah.
Like, they might have been the first ones to break it.
Yeah, I think he actually was the first
I don't
one to
know,
bring it.
but I just went to Google and typed in WWE releases and got their Twitter from like 15 minutes after it happened. As you can see, this is my screenshot right here.
Yeah.
WWE has come to terms on releases of, here we go, the names. We'll start from the back, even though you can see it. Ruby Riott, Murphy, Lana, Aleister Black, and Braun Strowman is out.
And Brett, I'm going to be honest with you, man, there are actually some decently big names on this list. There's two people there's one guy who's definitely a main eventer.
No.
Okay. There's one who could have been billed as a main eventer, but they didn't know what to do. And then there's one guy who's just like lost and never really fit in whenever he was not in a tag team. And you have a couple, female names here that were also kind of decently big. If you ask a WWE fan who Lana is, they obviously know. That's Rusev's wife.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, well, that's not really much to go on. Is she worthy of a spot in WWE? But people know her.
Yeah.
Ruby Riott, you ask people.
If people know your name, you a spot in WWE.
Exactly, because there's another name that's on that list that we cut out that I had no clue who it was, and I watch WWE all the time. So we cut that name out. Sorry if you're the person who was cut from the WWE and you watch this podcast and we didn't say your name. I'm sorry.
You should have been cut.
I didn't really know. Yeah, you probably should have been cut. But let's talk about some of these things here, and we're going to save Braun for last because he's obviously the biggest name on this list. Ruby Riott, who was the leader of the Riott Squad, who came back after injury for over a year. They didn't think she was going to wrestle again, and she came back, and her tag team part in the Riott Squad is Liv Morgan. And Liv Morgan still has a job. Liv Morgan was, she's a firecracker, man. Absolutely amazing. You need to go watch some videos. And she's a decent wrestler, but I thought Ruby Riott is actually way better than her. So when you look at, some of these things, you're like, man, why is Ruby Riott going? Well, maybe WWE doesn't want to risk her getting injured again and being on the hook for her salary.
Right.
But it's not even guaranteed there. So
I don't know. Ruby Riott never struck me. I don't know why.
Maybe it's because she just doesn't physically look like the type of woman you appreciate.
Just like never struck me.
You're not into the emo type, right? With the green hair and
but
that's her, man.
As a performer, she never.
You never really bought into her.
I was like, no.
Listen, I honestly don't have a problem with.
But I have a weird sense of wrestling. I have a weird sense.
I know you do, and she did a lot of the high flying stuff.
I'm the youngest Jim Cornette on planet Earth.
That's right. You kind of look like Jim Cornette, to be honest with you. Man, how cool would it be if we get him to come talk?
I have a very strict sense of what wrestling should be.
Yeah.
So for me to be into somebody,
I feel like for you though, like with having such a strict lane of wrestling, I feel like it really takes away your ability to appreciate the totality of wrestling.
Probably.
And because not everything should be 1980s wrestling. You should have some differences in there. You should have some things that make you pop because you've never seen that before. All right, we saw Bad Bunny at WrestleMania do a Canadian Destroyer from the top rope. And you know what? Bad Bunny trained for like 3 straight months and paid the price.
Yeah.
Actually, the locker room was all about him. And we saw something like
he's
that.
willing to get his ass beat.
Yeah.
And he's willing to.
Yeah. And you know what?
And that counts for people.
And you know what happened? Dude, it sold out all his concerts.
Yeah.
The ones they announced as a thing. Because people are like, oh my gosh, what in the world? And he actually paid the price. Kind of like Pat McAfee did.
Yeah.
And paid the price there. Ruby Riott just doesn't wrestle in the way that you appreciate. She hasn't actually been a major factor in 2.5, 3 years.
Right.
So I can see that release is a perfectly fine thing. Except I was just like, man, they were really doing stuff with the Riott Squad again. You're just going to cut it out under it. But as you say, that's what WWE does. Something good's happening, and boom, they pull the rug out of it too soon. maybe that was the case. Maybe they're just like, you know what? We got Charlotte, we got Sasha Banks, we got Bayley, we got Becky Lynch. Who's probably about to make a comeback. They said Becky Lynch could probably beat up half the male roster right now, the way she looks. Like she's jacked. All right. So I could see that release as an okay thing.
Yeah, I'm good with that release. I'm good with the next release.
The next release, Murphy. Listen, oh god, I wish I could remember the name of his tag team he had in NXT.
Never really did.
Blake and Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
Blake and Murphy. And their best time, Murphy's best time was in NXT when he's feuding with American Alpha, and when he's feuding with I think they feuded with FTR, who's now AEW, but after being moved up from NXT to the WWE roster, once again, Vince McMahon doesn't know what to do with his wrestlers that come from NXT.
Right.
We've seen it numerous times. Fandango, Chris Masters, Ricochet.
Yeah.
Ricochet should be... Listen, I know you're not a big fan of guys being like world title holders who don't look like they can win fights. Ricochet should be a world champion. And he could carry Kofi Kingston you.
Yeah.
Give you 3 months.
Yeah.
Let your big guys get their break. Let their bodies heal up. Let Kofi do his little flying thing. You can book that really well, right? And then take the title off him and put it on someone big and bad.
I was good with the
Murphy never had that opportunity because, let me tell you, they put him with Seth Rollins and he got buried.
I was good with the way that the cruiserweights would sometimes get wins in WCW over bigger people. I was okay with the way Rey Mysterio got wins sometimes over bigger people.
Yeah.
I'm okay with smaller people getting wins over bigger people.
Yeah.
It's just they have to do it in a way that would make sense.
If you've never watched any of Ricochet's stuff from Lucha Underground, his name was Prince Puma.
Yeah, I have, and he was.
Did you ever see the casket match he had with the really big guy?
Yeah. To me, Prince Puma watching Lucha Underground, brother. Lucha Underground could have been a champion. 100% he could have been a champion.
Yeah. That's when I see Ricochet, that's what I
he could have been a champion.
That's what he should be.
And he's, of course, WWE, nothing like he was there because they don't know how to use anybody.
Right now, I think what he's doing is he's just making all the money he can because, they're paying him really well. And he'll go soon.
Good.
Yeah, but I just think right now he's really saving his body.
Yeah.
He ain't doing too many high spots. So I'm fine with the Murphy thing, except he actually feuded with another guy on this list, Aleister Black.
Hey.
And they had one of the most brutal feuds that we saw in matches. Like, it was actually Aleister Black's best segments in the main roster.
Yeah.
And it was Murphy's best too. But when you took them away from each other, Murphy, God, he was bad. The Dominic Mysterio stuff, scooping Ray's eye out with Seth Rollins.
Oh my God.
All right, not good at all, okay? Aleister Black is a guy, former NXT champion. His kicks and footwork are like on par with the Young Bucks and how well he does those things and hides it.
Yeah.
He actually was banned from wrestling in Saudi Arabia because of all his tattoos, because of like the demon tattoos he has. Maybe that's the reason why he's released, or maybe it's the reason because he's engaged to Selena Vega, who worked with Andrade and got fired, and then she got rehired.
I just think he had been spinning his wheels, and they didn't see how he could catch traction.
He got majorly injured in one of his matches last year that put him out.
I think that's what most of these are. Like, if you look at all the names except the last one, is that just a bunch of talent that were spinning their wheels and they didn't know how to catch traction.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I'm going to do with you, man.
And briefly, let's talk about Lana. Lana can't wrestle.
Nope.
She's terrible. And you know what? She's tried really hard at being good at it. And it's bad. It's bad.
The poor woman. They let the injury machine put her through tables.
God, Nia Jax should be fired, but she never will be because
her and her butthole should be out of here.
She'll never be, though. You know why, right?
She's in the family.
She's in the family.
She's in the family.
She's a cousin of The Rock.
She can hurt as many people as she wants to. She's in the family.
That's right. Which is why I think they put her with Shayna Baszler and, like, doesn't let her do as much. Because they're trying to take some of the heat off her because everyone knows she injures people. Lana went through that 2-month segment.
I do like
every week.
I do like if Ronda Rousey would ever come back, putting her in the ring with Nia Jax and just say, hey, just do whatever you want.
Ronda Rousey,
which Nia Jax said she would do if Ronda Rousey ever came back. I would hurt her.
You know, Ronda Rousey came out and said that all that stuff was made up. That she said all that stuff to get heat.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like it wasn't even real feelings.
God.
It wasn't even a real feelings.
Shut up, Ronda.
You know, she's actually they're eyeing a return from her. Because, you know, she had a bait. Like,
well, is that why she backtracked? Because now they're wanting to bring her back, so she had to backtrack.
Or maybe it was just that UFC shoot style.
Or she was never really good at talking, so it might have been. She's like a Colby Covington.
But she's a Paul Heyman girl.
Yeah.
Bring her back and put her with Paul Heyman.
She's like a Colby Covington in UFC, Seth Rollins in WWE. Please don't give her anything.
I was really impressed. Like, I know we're segmenting away here real quick. I was really impressed with the progression Ronda Rousey had in wrestling.
Yeah.
Because you could tell she was working really hard at it. But Lana, working really hard at it, unfortunately sucked at it.
Didn't have it in her.
Yeah.
Some people don't have it.
Yeah. She does better as a manager. Yep. Take away the stupid accent. Let her talk in her normal Florida voice, okay? And
I don't know which is worse, Russian or Florida.
Hey man, have you seen pictures of her as a Florida State dance girl?
No.
Oh my gosh, you need to go look at that. I mean, and
listen, if we had to get you over with a Florida accent, I'll give you a Russian one too.
Oh man, I just can't believe it.
Hey guys, come on!
They don't talk like that.
Have you heard Tom Petty?
Yeah, but we were in Florida. We were in Florida this past weekend, and we didn't. They weren't talking like that. And we were in the southern conservative. Well, it's the northern, but
it's the conservative.
The conservative part.
We were in danger the whole time.
One
or two men in their mid-20s doing traveling together. Boy,
drinking at the bar.
You better keep going south.
Hey, I think we found a very progressive place to stay, like to enjoy our time there.
We did, because we got lucky.
Yeah,
Jacksonville's a good place.
Yeah, how
we'll
random.
Be back soon. We're gonna go back soon.
Yeah, we got to. Like, it was so much fun.
It was.
And how random is I pull over, like, we got to find something to do because there's no traffic. We got to find something.
And we landed in probably the three only spots that were going on that day.
Yeah, and went to a comic shop. The lady directed us to the beercade. And then at the beercade, the guy sitting there next to us directed us to a great pizza place.
Yep. And it was just one boop, 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 and then the show. And so Lana sucks.
Yeah.
And
hey man, it's okay to have a little bit of moment like that, but let's get to why we're here.
Yeah, let's do it. Braun Strowman.
Let's get to why we're here. Braun Strowman, the man with the plan, but WWE didn't have a plan for him.
No, WWE never has a plan.
6'8", 335 pounds. I don't know. Look, he's a monster among men. Okay.
No.
He is the monster. And in 60 days, I imagine you see Braun Strowman is all elite.
Yeah.
And imagine you bring him in, a segment him versus Miro.
Oh my God.
Let them go at each other.
Oh.
All right. Let him destroy Cody Rhodes the way people want Cody Rhodes destroyed, because everyone hates Cody for some reason. All right. Let him destroy. Think about this. Like, put it. All right. The guy from Jurassic Express, where's the dinosaur thing?
Yeah.
Like, put him with him, because that guy can move.
Yeah.
That guy can do, like, really good stuff. All right. Put him against, I wouldn't say Chris Jericho. Put him against Jake Hager. Like, Jake Hager, that's who I'm worried about. Like, if the Inner Circle breaks up, Jake Hager.
Jake Hager is the odd one out.
Yeah,
He's the odd one out in there.
Yeah. Let him go get Sammy Guevara and throw Sammy all around the arena. It would pop like
have
crazy.
Him destroy the Inner Circle.
WWE's biggest thing, and I think their biggest shortcoming with Braun Strowman is, in no universe should a man who looks like that on that screen be a babyface. I think he was a natural heel.
I was gonna say have like the Pinnacle doing something in the Inner Circle, or the Young Bucks and somebody, or just have two things, factions, whatever, groups, tag teams in the ring, and he just comes in and lays everybody out. And that's how he starts.
And I think that's how you should start it.
And he just lays everybody in the ring out.
Or, get this.
And he picks somebody up and throws them in the first row.
You've got newly signed Mark Henry and newly signed Big Show talking in the ring. Braun Strowman comes out and lays both of them out.
Oh my God.
Hire me, AEW. I will give you the right plans because you know what? They both want to do matches anyways. Let them get a one-off triple threat with that.
Yeah.
Or a 2-on-1 handicap and have him squash 2 WWE Hall of Famers to prove that AEW wrestlers are better. You know? All Elite is the best. Do something crazy.
Mark Henry and the Big Show in a handicap.
Have him bench press Mark Henry over his head. Yeah, military. Here's the thing, okay? What's the real reason why Braun Strowman is let go? We have a couple of hypotheses, right?
Yeah.
We don't know for sure because nothing's come out because all Braun Strowman said was...
If it's what you think, we'll find out soon.
Yeah, and here's what I think.
Because I don't know if you go ahead.
First off, I want to know right now, stop listening, put pause on the video, type in the chat, let us know, why do you think Braun Strowman, of all these people, were released? Here's my thought. I think he spoke out about losing over and over again to Roman Reigns and not having that title put back on him when he legitimately thinks he could probably take, Roman Reigns. And he probably thinks that a lot of other people thinks that he could take Roman Reigns in a real fight. I think he spoke out too much about it and he made a lot of people upset and pissed off. And they punished him for the last 2 months in the segments with Shane McMahon when Shane was calling him stupid and dumb and even though Braun Strowman went over in those, I think that was detrimental to his place in WWE because he said the wrong thing to the wrong person and was upset. And I think he was released because the WWE saw, you know what, we can't handle this guy. He's not going to fall in line. He's done. You think?
I think it was just a case of, I don't know if it was that, I don't know if I would use the word malicious, but I don't know if it was that planned out and that. I think it was just like it has been they've been releasing people for a year now.
Yeah.
Just been dumping
Is
talent,
it because they are going
agents.
to sell themselves? Like, is Vince McMahon finally done? Going to offer it up?
I think they are going to sell, and they're like, we need it to be as thin as we can, and anybody that could be even seen as a little bit spinning their wheels and not getting anywhere is out.
Yeah. And I think that's it. And I think some other company is going to benefit greatly for the release of Braun Strowman in particular. Aleister Black's probably going to go back to Japan.
Probably.
Lana's probably going to somehow go up, be with Miro, her husband, at AEW. Ruby Riott could legitimately just be done with wrestling altogether.
Probably.
Murphy could be legitimately done with wrestling altogether.
Should be.
But what say you, chat? Put in the comments. Let us know, what do you think about this latest round of WWE releases? Do you think they were appropriate? Are you questioning the Braun Strowman? Because everywhere I'm looking online, people are really confused about Braun's release. So I'm wondering if anything will ever come out about why he was released.
I'm sure we'll find out. Yeah. Somehow. I'm sure we'll find out.
And then also, in the comments of the chat, tell us, should this be the new mascot of the Walrus and Comet? We need to know. Brett picked up this pop when we went to AEW show. And should he be the new mascot?
You see where he's sitting on my table? I was doing a stream the other night, and instead of me on the camera, it was just Grimace the whole time.
I love
People were just looking at Grimace.
Oh, so do you want to see more of Grimace? Do you want to see us, when we get mad, throw Grimace?
No, I don't want to throw Grimace.
But let us know, guys. Once again, thanks for watching the show. Give us a like, give us a follow, share. Let people know about the show. If there's something you want us to talk about, please let us know. But once again, we love you.
Goodbye, and we'll see you next.